Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. It is Stronger Together Day and I have that up here. This is the fundraiser for the National Negro College Fund that I'm doing with the Fat Quarter Shop and Cherise Spain. So we are at the point of doing borders and I did all the cutoffs. I kept them from that center piece. This piece here, there they are. Who else uses paper plates for working with little parts? So I decided to keep them and figure out how I could use them. I think I actually lost one though in the process. It must have maybe got mangled or something and I tossed it. I don't really remember, but I'm one short of making the 4 parts equal. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. But let me scroll you in to this top corner up here where I am going to make a really cute little inner border. Look at that. So I'm doing these tiny little, they're actually cut 1 1/4. So they'll finish at 3/4 of an inch. And I will then take a strip, these strips here, and do them, cut them 1 1/4. And I'll do all 4 quadrants like that. So that is what I'm going to sew first. Then I'm going to audition the aqua or the teal border that's with the pattern using the cutoffs from here, from when we did the star points. I have those cutoffs and I have sort of a plan. So I want to see how it'll look. But first I'm going to do this inner border. All right, all the little sections are sewn now. These are tiny little buggers. Look at them. They're really cute though, but they are tiny. They're small to work with, which also means that they're kind of a little fiddly to pick up, and I had to be really careful that I kept them going all the same direction and check that direction, because what happened at first was I did that top right corner and it was good. Then I thought I did the top left corner correct because one section has more than the other. When they're going across the top and the bottom, this section, like this one, has 8. And when they're on the side, they only have 7 because I'll put the side ones on first and then these will overlap. Well, I didn't do that correct, but that was okay because they could go down to the lower left. But then I had to be super careful when I did the other 2 corners that I did them correctly, had them all turned the right way. So now I'm ready. They're set. What I'll do is cut the strip to go between these 2 on the side and then sew the sides and then sew the top and the bottom. I think playing around the half square triangles for the next part, for the outer border, will be a little better because they are bigger. What are they, 3, 3.5? So these tiny little guys though are just so precious, and I love that it pulls that green back out here so that I have that pop of green somewhere else. So the little border is on, the little inner border. So I've got those precious little half square triangles on all 4 corners, and now I want to do something a little different for the border. Yes, I could just put the teal on. Here's the teal, but I really want to do something a little bit different, and I've been looking at how much fabric is left from the kits and what are my options. How could I incorporate these, which were the extras? So let me just put this back up here for a second, and then what I'm going to do is show you a bunch of the options that I've had up on the wall for different borders. Here are the sequence of borders that I went through. First was just using the teal, but then breaking it up with these half square triangles, which are from the star points, which I like. It's fine, but I have a lot of different fun ones here to sort of try out. There is where I just used them on the corner. I went ahead and took off the ones along the sides. Now I thought, well, there's a little bit of this sort of champagne color. What if I just broke it up with a little bit of teal and had the champagne color? And it's okay, but I thought, well, I don't know, it might look a little odd. What if I just got rid of the teal altogether? Now I'm sort of loving it. I'm like thinking, okay, because I did this little inner border, the problem is there's not that much of that champagne color. I can do a 2.5 inch strip and get it all the way around, which is fine. I can cut down all of those half square triangles to 2.5, which I'm happy to do. That would work out fine. Then I thought, this is what I've got on the wall now. what if I woke up this morning and I thought, okay, what if I made a little square in the square with those and put them on the 4 sides and maybe in the 4 corners, because I think I can get 2 out of each of those half square triangles. And this is where I've ended up. To do that last one that I showed you means that I need to trim all of these down to a 1.5 inch half square triangle. And they're pretty big, so I don't want to be wasteful. So I'm going to get 2 1.5 inch half square triangles out of these. It does work. I did a little check before I got on here. So let's take a look at that. All I have to do is trim from each corner, and there will be a little bit of space, you know, in between. So the first one I want to get as frugal as possible and not do, you know, I don't want to do a cut that goes the whole way. So just pull that apart, and then I have to shore this up a little bit so to make it perfect. Put in the diagonal, and there we go. Okay, so here's the first one. Now I will take this and rotate it, and you will see that there's quite a bit here. So this guy came from over there, right? So now I will come in here, and I don't have to be nearly as frugal. I could go ahead if I wanted and do the whole way up, but I am going to just do to the intersection again and cut that, and then rotate this block that I just cut and shore it up to the exact size it needs to be, so 1.5. And that leaves me some, whoops, that leaves me some extra pieces from each block that are a nice chunk. So I get the 2 extra triangles, then I get these 2 pieces, which I will just pull apart, and these will put in the scrap bin. But now I have 4 of these. So what I've done here is, this is how they're going to go. So I'm going to sew them together like that, and then the border of this color will go on either side, so it looks like a little floating diamond in there, which feels like very much like a mosaic tile to me. So that means I have to get the rest of these cut, measure what I need for either side, and then build the borders onto my Stronger Together quilt. Now this quilt along is a fundraiser the Fat Quarter Shop is running in conjunction with Cherise Spain, and I'm just following along. So are many of you. The fundraiser is for the National Negro College Fund. So I want to get this on. I'm not going to do it in this video. I'm going to go ahead and do some other things here with you on the video, and then I will sew up the borders later today and show you probably on Thursday. So I'll probably have it on Thursday for us to look at. Because we have other things today. We have the Secret Lives of Color block number 16. I have a big thing to tell you about. Actually, I have another big thing to tell you about tomorrow too, I think. And what else? Yeah, so there's also a little tiny blooper at the end. So you want to stay all the way till the end. We are on block 16 of the Secret Lives of Color, and I went ahead and pinned all my row up here so far. We are now on the last section of this row, and I'm doing 9, 6, 3 for the size. So I have the 9-inch block, and the color is Imperial Yellow. And Imperial Yellow, I was actually looking very forward to this chapter because it is all about the Imperial being the Chinese royalty. And when we went to China, there's the color. And when we went to China, we got to go into the palace on Tiananmen Square, just off the square. And, you know, over all the many years, I've had a fascination about Chinese culture. I read Pearl Buck's books as a little girl, big thick books like this, and recently a lot of the Antiques Roadshow things that I watch have had pieces from China, so I've been learning little bits of their history. So I'm kind of excited to learn about the Imperial Yellow. So it is a very fascinating chapter, so I think you're going to enjoy it. Now I want to show you that I picked this particular companion to my Imperial Yellow because it has words and it has flowers, and it's some quotes from Claude Monet. So I thought that was really pretty, but I had another couple of options. So let me show you what I walked through before I actually got here. So here's the fabric. And at first I thought, well, maybe I would do green. and that would be a really nice pop of color. But then I thought, you know, I really want pink, and I really want this pink, but is it going to look good? Is it going to look washed out? Maybe I will go with a different pink. So I tried a couple of them, but ultimately it did look absolutely fantastic. So I am so excited to have done that. Pick this one. Okay, 2 more things for a wrap up here. One is tomorrow, which is our Block Wednesday. I will also tell you about what block we will do as a block a day in March. So in March, this will be, I think, our 3rd year in a row doing a block a day since the pandemic, or since 2000, however you want to think about it. So we'll have that tomorrow on my and have an announcement of it. Okay, the other thing is celebrate. I have to like jump up and down. Whee! I don't want to hurt myself. But over on my community page at Facebook, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan, we are now at 250,000 quilters strong all across the world. That is just phenomenal. I still have the largest group of quilters on Facebook, which is just such an honor to be able to provide this space for you to come and share your work with each other and make friends and just get help. It's incredible. Another wonderful thing I want to tell you about is that over all the years that I've run communities, I've always had a group of people who volunteered to help. They volunteered to answer questions, to be welcoming to new people, to see that things are running smoothly, to be sure there isn't any spam or sort of conversations that go off into the weeds where they shouldn't be, that kind of a thing. So these volunteers are truly my angels. And I've decided to have a new group of volunteers to start off with our 250,000, our 250,000 quilters. And so I want to give a wonderful, beautiful shout out to all of these people who have joined me as moderators and helping hands for my community. So a lot of you who, if you're here in the morning chatting, a lot of these friends are here as well. So I'm going to wave to Barbara, who is Life So Crazy, in our chat. Barbara's from Ohio. Got Bobby from Wisconsin. Brenda from Maine, way up in Maine. Carrie from Pennsylvania. And Carrie number 2. Carrie 1 and 2 from New York. Got Doris from Tennessee. Kathy from Maryland, just north of me, just next door. Kendall over in Australia. Half Pint, who is also in Ohio, Lorene in North Carolina, Melissa in Ohio, Suzanne in New York, and Vicki in Arizona. So I have people helping now. You will see over there the word moderator and group expert as a tag. So when they post or help you or answer a question, please give them some extra love. They're doing this as a volunteer because they love the community as much as I do. They love helping people, and it is just going to be so nice to have another group to work with, including also Dennis and Greg. Can't forget Dennis and Greg. Greg, my husband, and Dennis as my very good friend, Cindy's husband. And Cindy and Dennis have always been the people who helped me, and for a long time it's just been Cindy, Dennis, Greg, and I sort of running the community. But it is nice to have a larger group of people so that nobody has that much work. Everybody's will have a balance, take a little bit of time. They're there anyways because they enjoy it, so it's just a little bit of extra things going on. So thank you. Mwah. I love you. You are just amazing to step up and do this. And I appreciate it so much. So my friends, you have your Secret Life block to do, Secret Lives of Color. And then also, if you're doing the Stronger Together, get your border on. So I have 1 completed. I think I'm going to go for 8 and see how that goes. Okay, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online. And it looks really pretty. Hi, I'm filming this. That's okay.